Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You join me yet again in the East Block Racing Series, but this time we are not at an oval. We are at the very hot, the very sunny Bahrain circuits here for the round one of the Formula Series in East Block. I'm Logan Edward, and today I'm going to be your commentator. Now, as you already see, the drivers are out for qualifying, and I'm just going to jump right in and explain the format for the Formula Series, because it's a lot different than obviously the Oval, because they're completely different series. In qualifying, each driver will have 2 laps to set the fastest times they can, and the average lap between those two will determine where they are for the qualify. So it's a bit like iRacing, but rather than your best lap being your quali lap, it's the average of the 2 laps the driver will set. And obviously, if you set 1 lap, you'll be last because you need the average lap time. So these drivers will all be trying to set the 2 fastest laps they possibly can in an 8-minute time frame. So I kind of like to compare it to iRacing. And as you already see, Georgie Ilov, I butchered that last name. The one driver I've been struggling with every racing series I've ever met him in, I've always struggled with his name, and I'm really sorry. I just know it's Georgie. That's how you say his first name. And already coming through turn 4, getting a really nice apex there, just brushing that inner curb. And you'll probably see a lot of overtakes as we go through turn 4 in the race. And as you see, it's Bahrain paddock layout. It's not the full layout, which I do like, as these Tatis's F810s are obviously the F4 spec car. So they're a lot slower, around 200 brake horsepower. So it's going to be, that's going to mean really, really nice racing around a relatively short circuit. I think around 1 minute 23s I saw in practice. I think the fastest time I saw was a 22.5. So that's sort of where the drivers are going to be as Georgie comes round the final corner, turn 9 and then turn 10 to the line to set the first lap of the qualifier. And I think obviously it's going to be the fastest lap, but what will it be? It's a 22.9. I think that's his personal best. From all I've seen, from all the practice sessions, that is his personal best. And a bit about Georgie. He started his sim racing career in 2021 with the F1 official games, and in 2022 he switched to Assetto Corsa, racing in BES, PHRL, Vanguard, and many more leagues. His idol is Kevin Estre, and his goal is to win the championship. So that's really lovely to see. And for his second lap, he's already got purple sector 1, 2 tenths as well. So he's looking really, really strong to maybe get on pole. As we go to the man on P2, Jan Hofreiter, purple in sector 1 as well. So faster than Georgie as we round turn 6, now turn 7. Coming into the sector 2 line, he's got, I think, Jacob Kasser. No, Jacob Kasser is in front of Jan, but Jan purple in sector 2 as well. I think beating out Georgie in both sectors. So could be a faster lap for him, but will it be a faster average lap time than Georgie, as Georgie does have the fastest lap on the first time. 3 minutes to go. These drivers do really need to obviously be as fast as they possibly can. Now, I have a lot of information about the drivers, and I don't have a lot of time in quali, so I'm going to try and get through this as best I can. Now, with the East Block Formula Series, Georgie setting an amazing lap. I'm sorry. A 22.4, faster than I saw in practice. That's going to be amazing for him, and I believe that's going to be a pole time from him. So that's amazing. He's going to be probably buzzing about that. As his average lap time is probably going to be a 22.7, 22.6, somewhere in the mid-22s, which is amazing. You know, that's a really good pole time to set. But anyway, back to the information, back to the stuff about the teams, and each team is a real-life manufacturer in a way. So it could be just a normal everyday car. It could be a racing car. So the teams this league use are, and I'll say them now, Peugeot, Opel, Skoda, Toyota, as you see right now with Jan Hofreiter, Renault, Porsche, BMW, Ford, Volkswagen, and Seat. So a quite bizarre choice of teams, I would say so myself. But I mean, don't really. Yeah, quite bizarre. I would probably use, you know, Mercedes, Ferrari, Lamborghini, all the top racing brands. But no, they've used some everyday racing cars, as I believe quali's almost about to be over. Jan Hofreiter setting a 22.8 that time. And let's talk a bit about the drivers, because obviously we've talked about Georgie. A bit about Jan. He's, Jan, I don't know. He's been racing since 2017, doing iRacing endurance racing, and he likes to call himself the quickest EB driver. Or, well, I don't think he calls himself that. I think that he's known to be the quickest eSport racing driver right now, out on track. His idol, I really like his idol, Suelio Almeida, the guy that went from racing on his desk at home to in a real car and even winning the Radical Championship. Really good idol there, and his goal is to just race. I love that goal. You know, racing is amazing, and I think Jan will offer us a really, really good show. Amir Dundar, up in P3. Now, from what I've been told, he's a really fast driver and is high contention for winning the championship. Here's a bit of history about Amir. He finished P2 in the Pulsar Racing F2 season. He won the best Fuji 2-hour race, and obviously he drove in the Season 1 of the Formula Series, but that never finished. And Amir does like to take the joke with Stefan Vesely, who's also racing, and we'll get onto him later. His idol is Sebastian Vettel, and his goal is to win the championship, and from what I've been told, it's quite high that he will win the championship. Moving to P4, Jacob Kasser. From what his history, he's doing karting. He's a real-life karting driver. This is his first ever league race. He's around about the 3rd fastest overall within the league. And his idol is Lewis Hamilton. Me too. I love Lewis Hamilton, and his goal is to win at least one race, and that's a really nice goal. As qualifying is now over, drivers are crossing the line, and I think, and we'll find out what the grid is as we get to the grid, because I don't know if what I see with my AC Tower is actually what the grid will be. But we will wait as we actually move on to Stefan Vesely, the I believe the owner of the Formula Series League. Obviously, he's the owner. I know his idol is Sebastian Vettel, just like Amir Dundar. He does iRacing. He did the 4-hour of the ESCC, 4 hours of Barcelona. He did 24 hours of Daytona earlier this year in iRacing as well. He's done some endurance races, and obviously he's done East Block, so he's got a good history there, and I think his goal is just to race, kind of maybe see if he can get a few podiums as well. Moving on to Matthew Jaritza. He's a winner in the LMDH Panther Series of 2025. Second place in Winter Czech Rally 2024. His idol is Michael Schumacher, and his goal is to finish every race. And what a goal that is. I mean, it's always good to finish the race. No matter where you finish, it's always good to finish the race. Always got to have that clean sheet of finishing. Down into P7. Now, this name is one of the tougher ones for me. Bartosz Dekansky. Now, I probably got that last name wrong. I think it's Dekansky. They've been racing since 2024. Since early 2021, I mean, since early 2024, they've been a semi-professional racing sim pro driver. Their idol is Senna. What an idol. I mean, can't go wrong with that. And their goal is to get top 3 in the championship, which is really likely. From what I've been told, really fast driver. Also is in the ESCC race with Stefan, I think last week or last weekend. So that is quite cool. Those guys have been teammates, and obviously he's done a few eSport racing events. The man I was just about to click on, Gabriel Ramos, who's just disconnected from the server, but you know what, we'll click on his car even though he's not here. He's just left. His history: he started in a PC with no GPU, with a wheel with no force feedback. His beginning was tough. He joined PHRL, and the rest is history. Multiple races in the AFR League. Almost won and almost a title in EBRL Formula Season 1. His idol's Fernando Alonso. What an idol. And his goal is to win the title. And I respect him for that goal. I mean, a few people here want to win the title, and so he's got a lot of competitors. Let's hope he actually can win the title. Next is Jacob Shirata. Now, let me find him on my info sheet. Yes, alright, his history. He's an eSport member for a long time. He has been in a lot of eSport racing races, and he raced for COOP Racing. 0 podiums in his career, but obviously, let's hope he can get one this season, as this is about a 15 race calendar, so there's a lot of chances for him to get that podium. His idol was Max Verstappen, so he's probably an aggressive driver. But anyway, moving on, and his goal is to be the best and win. And what a goal. I think he will win at least 1 or 2 races. And now I believe the final man of Richard Vesely, the brother of Stefan Vesely. He's his history is PHRL, eSport Racing, and he's got 1 podium, which is amazing. His idol is Daniel Ricciardo, and his goal is to send it down the inside. So guys, watch out into turn 1, because I know that's where he's going to send it down the inside. Now, as we are moving on to the race, I may as well talk about the race format. We have 2 races. First race is the qualifying order, as you see right now. Georgie on pole, then it's Jan, then it's Amir Dundar, then it's Jacob Kassa, followed by Stefan Vesely, Bartosz, Matthew, Jacob, Richard, and Gabriel. That's the grid, and then it'll be reversed for race 2, as I believe lights will be coming on very shortly, as some cars are revving up, keeping those revs high, making sure they try to get a good start. Let's actually go on board with the man who's down into P10, so we can see everyone's launch. As I can't find a really good camera, we have to wait a few minutes, so I will talk a little bit more, even though my voice may be a little bit annoying. Now, there's the warning penalty system is a system I love. I love this league for the warning penalty system. You won't get a penalty for track limits. You'll get warnings, and every warning that's added up will conclude into a penalty at the end of the race, which I love. Best way to do penalties, rather than drivers worrying about what penalties they have, they just worry about what warnings they have, meaning less go through the driver's head. And like I mentioned earlier, it's a 15 race calendar, as we are already starting in Bahrain, and then I believe we go to Australia for, I can't remember what track. Actually, I'll find out right now, as there's a nice little website for eSport, which is well made, absolutely amazing. So, round 1's at Bahrain. then it's Australia, then it's Thailand, United States, Mexico, Italy, Austria, Czech, Germany, Slovakia, Netherlands, Belgium, French, British, and then Spanish. Really good grid there. And I bet you could guess half the tracks that are being used. For instance, British, it's going to be the Brands Hatch Indy, from what I remember. So, there's going to be a lot of good tracks here. And just trying to recoup my thoughts, as I think we're going to be getting ready to go racing very shortly. And let's talk about the point system for a little bit. If you win, you get 15 points. Second is 12. And then it drops by 2 every single time until you get to last. The lights are being shown. We are almost ready to go racing for round 1. We have the 5 red lights, and they're on. And they're out. And it's foot to the floor as we go racing for round 1. Race 1 of the East Block Racing Series. That's a great start from Georgie. It's a great start from Jan. Jan's going to opt for the outside line as we go down into turn 1. They're going to go side by side. We have full wide moment in the back. Someone's locking up. I think that was Jacob Shirata, as he's locked up and he's dropped countless places. Bartos is up a position, and that's an Opel spun, I believe. Amir Dundar in the Opel car. He spun exit of turn 3. I don't know if he got tapped or if he just got spun. Stefan Vesey having an amazing start. He's up to P3 from P5. Jacob Kasser, I think he's dropped. No, they're side by side as we come down into turn 5. Turn 6, I mean. And Stefan's going to have the inside line, the better line, in my opinion. But it's going to turn to the outside as we come round into turn 7. Matthew, though, he's starting to come in. No, not Matthew. I'm so sorry. But Bartos in the BMW car. He's going to go down the inside of Stefan as we come down onto the long back straight into turn 9. He's going to be looking for a move, I believe, maybe on Jacob Kasser, as Georgie will lead us. Will lead on the leading as we come around the final corner to finish the first lap. That's a bit wide. And he's probably lost a lot of time as he's gone over the gravel there, and that's going to invite Jan to maybe go for a move down the inside. Will he go for the move? I think we've seen, Bartoj in the background, he's going for a move on Jacob Kasser. Jan's opting for the outside line, which will turn to the inside for turn 2. Will he go for the switchback move? They've both locked up. It's not worked. They've made slight contact. Bartoj, he's up to P3. Stefan Vesey's back down to P5, but he's got Matthew fighting him for that P6 position. Matthew's trying to go for the switchback. It's kind of worked out there. He's got the slipstream from Jacob Kasser up in front, who's dropped down to P4. This was an amazing opening first few laps, and oh my god, I need to take a breath. Georgie will lead us coming through turn 6. Jan still trying to find a way through. Medenda is back. Unlucky from him spinning at the start. Jacob Shirata, not having the best of starts. I think starting near the mid-pack, P7, and he's dropped down to P9. Richard Vesely, though, up a position. I think he's up 1 position, starting P9. I may be wrong, as Matthew and Jacob Kasser, they're fighting their way through. Stefan Vesely in the background. Jacob Kasser's going to have the inside line. Stefan Vesely may look for a move here. As, oh no, the Skoda driver's been spun. Matthew Jaritza is going to be fuming behind the wheel, as I think they made slight contact. He was forced a bit on the gravel and just got a load of wheel spin as he exits turn 9. As Stefan Vesely's going to maybe look for a move as we come down into turn 1. Great overtaking opportunity. Will he lock up? No, I don't think that was a lock up. I just think that was the brakes. But he makes an amazing move on Jacob Kasser. And, yeah, Jacob Kasser's not going to fight his way back through as we come down into turn 4. Gabriel Ramos, though, in that beautiful Ford car, this fighting is going to bring him back in. As Jan, I've missed the overtake for the lead, but Jan will lead us on for the 3rd lap of, I believe, probably 12 or 13. But Jan will lead as we come on to lap 3. And Georgie will probably try fight his way back in that Porsche car. Bartoj though, in the background, he is slightly gaining. Really fast driver. Starting, I think, was P7, but he's up to P3. Amazing start from him. Really nice that we've seen all the drivers' flags. You will notice there's a lot of Czech guys in here, which I love. Czech dominance. I've seen British dominance. I've seen the Netherlands dominance. I've seen countless dominance, and this league's dominated by the Czech, which is amazing. As I think Georgie may look for a move, as Jan sets an amazing time of a 22-7, but Georgie will have the slipstream. Jan will cover the inside. Georgie will still go for the inside line, though. It's going to be tight. He's going to go deep. Jan's going to look for the switchback, but Georgie will be able to get the foot down. They make a little bit of contact there, and Georgie will be back up, leading the way as we come on to the straight after turn 5. Really, really nicely done. Really good fighting as Gabriel Ramos has gone tumbling down into the infield of turn 1, rejoining just ahead of Matthew Jaritza. And I think that was maybe a little bit of contact. I don't know. But Richard Vesely up to P4, up to P6. I mean, Georgie and Jan having an amazing fight going side by side through turn 6. And Georgie will come out on top. These guys, I think, may be the ones fighting for the championship near the dying embers of the season. Bartosz, though, he's still in there, 6/10, gaining on this lap. He's going to be in for a win for race 1. As little bit of contact, almost sending Georgie into that inner barrier coming into turn 9. That could have been race ending, but luckily it was only slight contact. Jacob Kasser 1 second back from Stefan Vesely. So Stefan Vesely absolutely flying now. He's finding his footing, I mean, as he's only 3/10 slower than Bartosz that lap. Jan and Georgie side by side through turn 1. Georgie will look for the move. He hits the inside curb. Bartosz, though, will he move up to P2 as there's slight contact between Jan and Georgie? Yes, he will move up, and he may even look for a move on Georgie as we come down into the straight after turn 5. All this scrambling and fighting is inviting Stefan Vesely back into the fight. Same with Jacob Katza, as he's also gaining on Stefan Vesely. Down in the back, Gabriel Ramos makes a move on Matthew Jaritza for the position of P8, but Matthew Jaritza isn't going to hold off. He's going to go for the move side by side as we come down into turn 6. Will he get the move done before the corner? Yes, he will. And he's going to rejoin back onto the racing line and say thank you very much for the tow down the back straight, the second straight of 3. And Gabriel Ramos going a little bit wide after turn 6. Jan kind of getting dropped slightly. I think that was just a little bit too much contact, meaning he's just got really bad exit of turn 2. But will Bartosz be able to catch Georgie as we come down into turn 1? Will that slipstream be enough? He's gone a 10th faster as Stefan Vesely sets his PB of a 23.3. Not bad of a lap. 9/10 off of the pole time. As Georgie will stay P1 as we come down into turn 4. Really hard braking zone here, as you've got to be able to get the car all the way to the left, get it turned in for the apex, a little bit down of the brakes, and it's just a really difficult corner. You know, the weight transfer of the car, making sure you don't put too much brake pressure down to lock up those front tyres, because you really don't want to be scrubbing the tyres, because you just lose grip from that. So Georgie made a bit of a mistake there, exiting turn 6, which is going to let Bartosz take the lead for the first time as we are on lap 6. Jan's catching, Stefan Vesely's also kind of catching, I would say. There's not much fighting, apart from the fight for the lead between BMW and Porsche. Where have we seen this before? As I think Georgie's going to probably set up for a nice exit after turn 9-10 onto the main straight. We'll look for a move into turn 1. The best overtaking opportunity. They're going to pull to the inside near the pit wall. Georgie, though, he's going to opt the utmost inner line. Will he try force Bartosz back to the racing line? No, Bartosz will ride will just drive straight back to the inside line. Will he go for the switcheroo? He looks for it, but he can't get it done. These cars' brake horsepower is not high enough. They're not high enough in acceleration to get the switchback done. But all this squabbling has let Jan Hofreiter back into the fight for the lead. Oh boy, this is going to be an amazing final 6 minutes of the race as Matthew Juritz is back up to P5. He's locked up into turn 4. That's going to be great. He spun, making contact with Gabriel Ramos as both of them spin, and that's not going to be great. Gabriel Ramos disconnecting, and Matthew Juritz just having an awful race one. And Jacob Schritter also probably not that happy about that contact, but Richard Vestley from, I believe, P8, P7 up to P6. Amazing from him as Jan Hofreiter, he's up to P2. Bartosz, though, will have the outside line. He's going to go for the switchback. They make slight contact, but Bartosz, he'll retake P2. But Jan will have the slipstream coming down into turn 1. So who's really won from this? I believe Jan. Jan will have the inside line as well as we come running down into turn 1 as Georgie will set the fastest lap of the race. He's got a 1.5 second lead, and he's basically checked out as Jan has gone for the inside line. He's got an outside, actually. He'll have the inside line for turn 2, and that's the more favourable line. Quite smart racing there from Jan. Bartosz is trying to go for the switchback. He's made the rear contact with Jan, and Stefan Vesely's also made contact. Those two have tumbled down. Jacob Cass is going to really benefit from this up to P3. Bartosz, though, I would reckon that's a bit of a contact warning. Tried to go for the switchback, didn't work. Had a bit too much speed on the apex, hitting the rear of Jan, making him spin, and then Stefan Vesely making contact with the rear left there. Not great. That's just hard racing. I don't know if that's a warning. We'll probably get notice after the race, but Georgie's checked out of the race. 3.7 now. Bartosz gonna have to work his ass off to get back up for the lead. Jacob Kasser, though, really probably grinning behind the wheel, as probably really happy after, you know, the Jan and Stefan spinning, meaning he moves up 2 positions, which is amazing as Matthew Schritzer in the pits. Jacob Schritzer, though, catching Richard for P6. There is a fight still, and it's 4 P6, which I believe will get you. I will just double check. I believe it gets you. P6 would get you a nice little 5 points, and there's contact between Jacob and Richard. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if there's a penalty going to be awarded, but it may have seen. I think it was a bit of contact on the apex. I think Richard had the inside line. Maybe Jacob hit. I don't know. I wasn't looking, and that is my bad. I should be looking. I was just going to talk about how 5 points are up to offer, and then there was contact into turn 1. That's not going to be great for Jacob. He's probably going to be swearing behind the wheel. I mean, I would if I was in that situation. As Jacob Kasser catching up to P2 of Bartosz. I'm not going to even attempt it because I know I'm going to fail. I was practicing. I'll be honest. I was practicing his last name, and I still can't get it down. What's happened to Georgie? Did he have a spin? Because he's down to P3. Jacob Kasser will lead for the first time this race. He's going to have the outside line. If he's brave enough, keep it around the outside. Have the inside line for turn 2. I think he's going to try opt for the switchback. The switchback doesn't work in these cars because of the less brake horsepower. And he's just probably maybe cost himself the lead there. 2 minutes to go. Bartosz leads the way, followed by Jacob Kasser, then Georgie Ilv. I'm so sorry if I said that last name wrong. I probably did, but a 3-way fight for P3. Then we have Stefan Vesely, followed by Jan Hofreiter for P4 as Jacob Kasser will have Bartosz on the inside. He's going to have the inside line for turn 7. And the more favourable line as it will turn to the inside line for turn 8 as well, meaning you will probably get a better run. As Georgie's going to absolutely send it down the inside. We'll go 3 abreast on the exit of the corner. Who's going to be coming out on top? It looks like Jacob Kazaz. He's going to have a bit more speed. He's going to have the outside line, though. Who's going to back out? As we go into, it's Georgie who backs out. Bartosz will take the inside line. Georgie will follow him through. There's a little bit of contact. Jacob Klass is going to fall down to P3. There's a little bit fighting in the background. Only 1/10 separates Stefan and Jan. Bartosz will lead the way. Then Jacob Kaza, who's going to have the ultimate outside line. Georgie will have the inside line. Bartosz in the middle with 3 abreast as we come down into turn 1 for the final time of race 1. And Jacob's going to be safe. He's going to brake early. Going to focus on the exit speed. This will carry him all the way as we get onto turn 4. Focus on the exit, Jacob. Get the foot down. Get the slipstream. Work the... get the places back. He's got the... He's in a more favourable place. He's got the position of you don't want to be first. But the straights are too long. You don't want to be first in Bahrain. You want to be second or third. Get the slipstream, pop out, move up. Jan Hofreiter up to P4. Stefan Veslier, though, I think a little bit of fighting there as Jacob in the favourable position. P2, this is where you want to be. You've got to not attack each other. As though there's contact! They've both gone tumbling. Jacob's gone late on the brakes, tried to go down the inside. Georgie's been hit in the rear. Bartosz will lead, followed by Jan Hofreiter. Then Stefan Vessi. This is what the opening race we've been wanting. A lot of carnage, good racing and contact. Bartosz will come round the final corner to take the checkered flag and win race 1. And he's going to be absolutely grinning. Hands in the air. He's won in race 1. Will he be able to win in race 2? Jan Hofreiter, P2 in race 1. Stefan Vessi will come home in P3. Georgie in P4 from pole. Not the best as, oh my lordy lord. Jacob Kasser in P5. Richard Vesely in P6. Jacob Shirata coming round the final corner for P7 as... Matthew Żyritsa is in the box. And oh my lord, what an opening race of the season. This is the first race of season 2 in the Eastblock Formula Series, and what a race it was. We had contact midway through, 6 minutes left to go between Jan, Bartosz and Stefan. Contact happened there. Jan's race looked like he wasn't going to get a podium. Then, on the final lap of the penultimate corner, Jake Kaza tries to go for the move, makes contact with Georgie, making those guys go down to 4th and 5th, and letting Bartosz lead the way. Jan and Stefan also benefit from the collision, going to P2 and P3. You can't write this. This race isn't scripted. What a race that was. Absolute cinema. I've got my hands in the air. Oh my lord, I need to catch my breath. That was probably one of the best opening races I've seen in a while. And I got to commentate it. Amazing. I'm applauding. That is such a good opening race. There was contact everywhere. There's going to be penalties. This probably won't be the finishing order for the first race. I reckon we're getting interviews. I don't care. We need interviews. I need to hear interviews from Bartosz. Bartosz. Yeah, Stefan. Maybe even Jacob and George. I just probably need all of them. I need everyone. I need oh my lord. Bartosz. I'm probably saying your name wrong. If I am, please correct me. Come on, Stefan. Hello, welcome. Now, let me try to say your name right, because I'm having issues with names. Is it Bartosz? Bartosz. Okay, there we go. I'll probably continue saying it wrong. I'm sorry for that. But first race. Bit of contact. What are your thoughts? Anticipate. Anticipate? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think this is stone 4.
Yeah.
And yeah, I had hit him. And yeah, the rest of the race was really fun, especially when P2 ran into P1.
Yeah. Now, you saw Jacob Kaz's move. Really, really ambitious move. Were you kind of screaming, hands in the air, like, yes, I've won, after you saw that contact?
Um, I mean, I yeah, kinda. I mean, I already knew that this gonna happen. I already knew because they were on fire. Especially Georgie, was stressed in that situation. I could see that's the way he was driving. So yeah, that's I was just waiting for that.
Yeah. Now, from seeing the first race of the season 2, who do you think sort of your rivals may be this season?
I mean, I would say it will be Georgie.
Yeah, I would say that
That's
too.
that's yeah, that's the closest rival.
Yeah.
I mean, I would need to practice more because I just did 1 hour today.
Mm.
And that's all. So I wasn't prepared.
Mm.
I kind of forgot about that. So
It's fine. I mean, to be honest, even with 1 hour, you're on pace. You won race 1. I mean, what else could you want? You absolutely flying, and you gave me entertainment, and you had great fights with people. You made a little bit of contact. It's fine. It happens. It's racing. And you came out on top. So that's all my questions for you. Um, and you had an amazing race, and I just want to say well done for winning.
thank you very much.
Thank you. I think we're gonna. I think we're gonna get the next person in. Um, I think we need to get. Let me just just gonna wait a little because I don't 100% know what's happening. There we go. There we go. Jan, what do you feel about
Oh,
that race?
hello,
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 hello.
welcome, welcome. Um, Opening race of season 2. Thoughts?
Yeah, it's first time for me because I don't be there in the past.
Yeah,
So, but in the first race, it was complete mess. I got killed 2 times basically, but karma is free, and I'm back on the second position.
yeah. I mean, I'll be honest. I didn't expect you to get the podium after you got hit in the rear in turn 4. Um, and once I saw the contact between Jacob and Georgie, I just like, wow, yeah, Jan and Stefan on the podium. Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so I mean, did you think after you got spun, did you think you were actually gonna have a chance at a podium?
No, 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 absolutely not. I didn't think I can pass Stepan.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, I going to be behind him, and no matter, and that.
yeah.
Sorry, my English is not good.
No, no, it's fine. It's fine. Um, I mean, you're not from England, so that's perfectly fine. Now, from looking at race 1, what do you think? Who do you think your closest rival may be for the whole season?
I think Emre, but he got disconnected. But I was practicing with him, and he's fast as F.
Yeah,
And Georgie, I don't know him, but he was pretty fast. He did a faster lap than me in the practice, so I think these two guys.
yeah. I would say that's a really good shot. I mean, Georgie, when he was doing quali, he set a 22.4. I mean,
Oh, whoa.
he was flying. He was. I was quite shocked when I saw that lap time. I was like, huh? Because the fastest I saw in practice was a
Yeah.
22.5.
I have more than 1,000 kilometers on this track on practice,
Oh wow.
and I did 22.5. and now he didn't practice as much, I think, and
Yeah.
to 22-4, I don't know how he do that.
Yeah. Well, that's all the questions I have for you. Thank you for joining the VC, and well, I hope you do well for the next race.
Yeah, thank you and enjoy.
Thank you, thank you. Hello,
Yeah. Hello.
Stefan. Welcome to the commentary booth. Um,
Thank you.
what did you think about thoughts on that opening race?
I mean, Star was epic. I made it to all the way to P3 by the turn one. I don't know how did I make it stick. Then I was having a moment, falling back and back, and I have to say the final corner, like I was screaming because I was like, okay, Jan overtook me, and I was like, shit, I'm not gonna take P5. I'm not gonna be happy with that. And then this happened, and I was very happy with this.
Yeah. I mean, you had a good race. I mean, even if you finished like what was it, 5th before the collision,
Yeah.
that's still a good result. Now, what was your sort of reaction when you got into the podium positions and you saw 2 cars off in the turn 8?
Yeah, I was screaming. You can ask my teammate. He heard that I was screaming like crazy.
I bet.
But I think that I was screaming even more when I crashed with Jan because he spun on the, I don't know what is it, turn 3, and I went into him because I understeered.
Yeah.
And I had damage for the final minute, so I was like hoping that he will have more damage than me and he will not pass me, and ended up
Yeah.
I made a mistakes and he got it.
I did.
So just B3. I'm happy with that very much.
Yeah. Now, obviously, seeing that opening race, who do you think closest rival will be for the whole season?
No idea. Like, I mean, I'm sort of a midfielder at this point. Happy midfielder. Like, I can see the top, like the top drivers, the top 4 is like very quick, and then it's me like P5 and something middle, but it depends on track to track. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's really all the questions. I think I gave 3 questions to everyone. But yeah, I think we're ready for race 2. That was a really good race 1, and
yeah,
I'm excited for race 2. I'll be perfectly honest. If I see that again, that sort of racing, it was really good racing. Apart from the bit contact here and there, everyone was clean side by side. It was just sort of going for the switchback moves. But apart from that, amazing race 1. But yeah, I'm ready for race 2. I think all the drivers are as well. So
yeah.
thank you for joining the commentary booth.
Thank you as
And,
well.
maybe we'll see you after race 2.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, we heard from the drivers themselves. We heard from the 2 people that got, I would say, really lucky. They got unkarmaed, because karma is real. You know, 2 people got took out themselves, and then they got back up the positions. Well, Jan got back up the positions that he lost, and Stefan just got really lucky for those podium positions. Let's see what this next race will have for us, as obviously reverse grid now. So Bartosz will. I said it wrong again. I know I did. I heard it. I heard it that time. He'll be starting dead last, whereas I think Amir Dundar, getting really unlucky at the start of the race. He'll be starting right on pole, and from what I've been told and from what I've read, he's a really fast driver. So he's gonna probably maybe check out really early and fly away. But you can never tell too soon, especially in this sort of car, because I mean all the cars are relatively slow, in my opinion. Like you've gotta love watching slow race cars. 200 brake horsepower is going to be quite difficult with the going for the switchbacks and all of this and that. If you can get a switchback done, you've mastered these cars, because I will be honest, these cars, I've driven these cars myself. I did a practice session here and there when in season 1, and the cars are amazing. They are a modded version of the base game car, but they are a lot better handling wise, traction wise, braking wise. So a lot better. And I don't know what's happening. I think there will be a server restart. Yeah. Because the reverse didn't apply. So we will be waiting for the lights. Because I think the drivers think we are racing. I don't really know. I'll commentate anyway. Jan will be defending the inside line as we come down into turn 1. Georgie will be looking for the move. He won't get the move done as Amir Dundar round the outside. He's up to P2. There's contact again. Georgie and Dundar, though, make contact. He'll rejoin nice and safely. He'll rejoin in the back of the pack. Richard Vesey all the way in the back. He's going to be... Oh, there's a lot of contact. 2 cars spun. I believe that's Stefan Vesey, Jacob Kaza, and also Bartage, the winner from race 1. He's down into P8 as Stefan Vesey will rejoin last. Back up front, it's Jan, Georgie, then Jacob Shirata. But there's three abreast going into turn 6. Oh my god, Matthew Jaritsa going a bit deep. He's going to be side by side with Amit Dundar as we come through a turn 7. Now turn 8, he'll have the inside line, the more favourable line. Will Dundar go for the switchback? Yes, he will. He'll get the better exit. And will he get the slipstream though from Jacob up in P3? No. But Matthew will, as we go side by side through turn 9. Dundar will have the inside line. Matthew will go for the switchback. He won't get the move done. And Dundar's up to P4. He's going to be hunting down those leaders. 3-second gap between P2 and P3. So a lot of ground to be made up. As Bartage also needing to make up a lot of ground as Matthew and Dundar and Jacob all having really good fight here as Jacob Shirata I think was just ahead, but Dundar and Matthew really catching up as there's contact again. Oh, and though no one's at fault there, Jacob lost the rear end and Dundar was in the wrong place at the wrong time. That is unlucky. Really unlucky. Matthew Jaritsa, though, will really benefit from that. Richard Vesey, he's gone under my radar. He's gone from, what, P8, P7 again, and he's up to P4. He's got Jacob Kassa behind him. He's got Jacob Shirata behind him as well, though. So will he be able to hold on to that position? He's going to need to defend like a hawk. Jacob Shirata will go ahead of the other Jacob. There's 2 Jacobs. And here, because Jacob went deep, Jacob Shirata, went deep into turn 7, hitting the gravel trap, meaning he gets a worse exit. Jacob Kassa pulling to the inside line, coming down into turn 9, pulling up to the inside line, coming down to turn 9. That rhymes, I like that. Richard Vesey, will he go for the switchback move? He's broke early, he's got the exit run, oh my god, he's got a big brain, he's got it done, he's got the switchback done. Relatively, he slotted back in. He's going for the inside line as we come racing down into turn 1. They're side by side. You couldn't fit a pencil between those tires, and Richard locking up the tires. Jacob Kassa going deep, meaning Jacob Shirata, though, will be able to have a go, but it won't be able to get it done. Bartosz is in the fight for P4. This is absolute cinema. We've got Richard and Jacob almost going side by side. Bartosz and Jacob Shirata in the background going side by side. We'll go 2 abreast. We'll go in 2 rows as we go through turn 6. Richard will have the inside line. Jacob Kassa will have the outside line. Who's going to be able to come out on top? I think it's Richard. Bartosz will follow Richard through. Will he try to make it 3 wide as we come through turn 7? No, Richard will come to the inside line, covering off Jacob Kassa. As Bartosz won't be able to make the move. And will he try to send it? Jacob Kassa, and there's contact in the back. Jacob, there's more contact. Oh my god, there's so much. My brain can't keep up. Jacob Kassa and Jacob Shirata both unfortunately getting contact with Richard and Bartosz. More contact. Jacob got spun again in the place where he lost the chance to win as Bartosz rear ends Richard Vesey. I believe Richard maybe broke a bit too soon for where Bartosz would maybe break, so a bit of a racing incident there. I don't really know. Stefan Vesey, though, he's back up to P5 from getting spun on the opening lap. Jan has checked out. Oh my lord. 2 seconds ahead of Georgie. Georgie, though, P2. Remember, he got P5 in the race 1 because he got taken out, sadly, having a chance at the win, only being able to recoup to a P4. Well, good points for him. Jan, though, P2 in the first race. Now he's P1. Will he be the championship leader after for the opening round as Bartosz winning the first race, but he's down into P4 and he's got a 6.1 second gap to try, catch up. Obviously, Matthew Jurica having a much better race than race 1. Obviously, the Skoda driver spinning, I believe it was lap 2 or 3, and then was just in the pits for the remainder of the race. And now he's in a great podium position. These points will propel him probably 5th, 6th in that sort of area as anyway, it's just weird because my map says that Jan's 2nd, but he's not because he's 1st. Assetto Corsa confuses me sometimes. There's really nothing like changing rather, but Stefan Vesti is catching, I believe, Bartosz. So, these guys have raced together, so I'm hoping to see really nice, clean racing. Has Stefan found pace? He says he's a midfield driver. Bartosz, from what I know, is a top field driver. So, maybe Stefan's found the pace he's been looking for the whole weekend. He found it a little bit near the end of race 1, and he's propelled it into race 2 as he's catching Bartosz. It's a 10th. The gap has dropped by a 10th from when they crossed the line for lap 5. And Richard Vesti in the background, the brother of Stefan Vesti. So the two bros, not even on the same team, funny enough. I think I don't know kind of like the age, like I can't remember if Richard's the younger or the older. But anyway, from what I know, Richard's fairly-ish new to sim racing. Like, in like a few years or something. And Stefan's actually been teaching him. Because when he first started, when someone would try to overtake him, Richard would just take them out. I think that's what Stefan told me from when I was getting that nice little bit of info. So Richard, he's not the fastest driver, but I think a double P6 in 2 races is a good point. I mean, that's 10 points for him. That's the same amount of points you would get for getting P3. So, yeah, so Richard, he's developed as a driver and he's got a lot better than when he's first touched the racing rig. As Stefan Vesti, I don't think he got the best exit out of turn 4. He's dropped back a little from Bartosz. Bartosz is catching Matthew Jurica, but will it be enough for when it comes to the final few moments of the race? Will it be enough to recoup a P3 and maybe get a podium and maybe see if he can outscore Jan? But I don't think it will be enough to keep the lead, as no it won't, because right now in Jan's position he'll have 27 points, whereas if Bartosz can get a P3 he will be on 25. Let me just double check that. Yeah, I am right. I'm not wrong. For the first time in forever, I'm not wrong, guys. But yeah, Stefan Vesti, I think he's maybe struggling with a little bit of grip. As he's dropped off a little bit as Amir Dundar and Richard Vesti are side by side as we come down into turn 1. Richard Vesti with the outside line, Amir Dundar. He's not fully alongside, but he will be alongside as we come down into turn 1. Will he be late on the brakes? I think he's a bit more confident on the brakes. Yes, he will. You see him just shoot up ahead and he hits the apex as I think Richard's a bit cautious. I think he's got a little less confidence than Amir Dundar in the car. So Amir Dundar will just be able to make those moves flawlessly as he does. What a move into turn 1. Really nicely and cleanly done. Bartosz really catching Matthew Jurica now as it's dropped by almost a second. If we can get a second a lap, we will be in slipstream range within the final few moments of the race. So we may have a nice little fight for P3 between 3 drivers on our hands. As Matthew Juritza, I think he's he's not catching Georgie and Jan keeping the same margin, not having the same pace really. That gap's basically stayed at 2.5. As a 22.3 from Jan. What a lap! 22.5 from Georgie. These guys are on phenomenal pace. Woo! Fastest we saw, I think, was a 22.3. We heard it from himself. Jan's fastest lap after having about 1,000 kilometers driven was a 22.5. He's just beating that by 0.2. And talk about PB, I got a new PB today myself. But enough about me. Let's get back to the racing as Bartosz is actually he's catching Matthew Juritza as that gap. It's sort of dropping. It's not dropping rapidly. It's not dropping as fast as it needs to be. We need to be within 3 seconds this lap. We need to be ahead of the time. If the time between the 2 drivers of 3rd and 4th matches the time of the actual time up here of 4 minutes 25, then Bartosz won't catch. He won't get P3, and as it stands right now, and as it's looking, he's not catching. He's lost a bit. I think he's got a little less grip than what he had. He will have a little bit less grip from the other laps previous, but he's probably a little bit struggling. As yes, he is struggling. He's dropped off a second. I think he's maybe struggled as Stefan Vesely 5 attempts in. Maybe these guys are fighting. I may have been missing something. Because Amir Dunda is also catching as Richard Vassey's gone spinning, tumbling around in turn 9. Turn 8. That's not going to be great for the Ford driver, as he was really nicely in P7. Jacob Kaza is now up to P7 as Jacob Schritter. Hold up. Take it back a moment. Let me say that correct. Schritter. I'm going to give up before I have a meltdown. Anyway, Stefan Vesely up with Bartosz. I think Bartosz has found his footing again because that gap has dropped 6 tenths in the matter of 3 corners. Bartosz has found the pace again. I think he was just having a little bit of a wobble. Maybe felt the pressure from Stefan Vesely behind and was having a little bit maybe a loose rear end as the Turkish driver of Amir Dunda within 5 tenths of Stefan Vesely as we come down to turn 6. Will he be able to get a top 5 result? But before the race ends, I think he will. As I think Matthew Juritza also a bit struggling as there's a red. I think he's gone Tom. Yeah, that's not good for Matthew Juritza. He's gonna have a lot less speed than Bartosz, and we're going to have a fight on our hands for the final podium position, ladies and gentlemen. Matthew Juritza probably feeling the pressure of the dying embers of the race coming to an end moments. In a few moments, Matthew's probably feeling a little bit of the pressure as Richard's gone spinning again in the same corner of the lap previous. There's Bartosz now 5 attempts there. We have a fight for P5 as well. Could we have a 4-way fight for the final podium position? We still have about 2 laps to go. So we may. Oh no, Matthews just lost the car under braking and has tumbled down to P6. That's not great. I've done that countless times as well. It's probably trailed off the brakes too soon. And then as he lost the rear end, he just went fully on the brakes. So obviously he didn't fully do a 360, which is good. But his tyres are going to be screaming. As Amir Dunda is probably going to want to try get past Stefan Vesely in the next corner if he wants to catch Bartosz as we come on to the final lap. As finally, my C. Martin map HUD is working. This is... Now, I do... If I'm right of saying, I think Renault, the yellow car, are the only 2 cars to be here today, like, as in the same team. I think they're the only 2 to be here. We can double check as Amir Dunda is trying to go around the outside of turn 9. He's gone for the switchback move, beautifully executed, side by side as we come down into turn 1. Will Stefan Vesely though have a bit more speed as we come down into turn 1? I don't think so, as Amir Dunda may even clear him as we get into turn 1. No, he won't, but we'll be side by side as we come down into the braking zone. Amir Dunda down the inside, beautifully done. Stefan Vesely getting a probably better exit as we come through turn 2, turn 3 now. Turn 4, focus on that exit, Stefan. Get the exit down, tuck in, get that slipstream fight into turn 6 as George, I think, has gone a bit of a spin. Yep, he's spun around. As he was 3 seconds behind, but now he's 10 from Jan. And let's actually go. Let's ride on board with Jan, I reckon. No, we'll do this camera. He got P2 in the first race. He rounds the final corner. He sees a checkered flag waving. He drives to the pit wall. Jan wins in race 2. What a drive. Absolute domination in race 2, I must say. What a race from Jan. Georgie rounding the final corner to the line. He'll take P2. He got spun in race 1, got finished in P4, and he's got the podium he deserved. Bartosz coming down to the line. He's racing to the pit wall. We have side-by-side action. It's a photo finish for P4. Stefan Vesely will come out on top, though, and finish P4. Amir Dunda P5. And like I was saying, Bartosz, well driven. Having a rocky first few laps and coming out to be able to finish on the podium. Really well done from Bartosz, as Matthew Dritzer finishing in P6, Jacob Kazran P7, Richard Vesely to the line, fella, P8. Well done. And the final driver out on track, Jacob Schratter, finishing in the final position of P9. Not having the best of races. But it's okay to have a bad race. Just keep the head up and look for the round 2, which will be, I believe, in 2 weeks' time. And ladies and gentlemen, that was race 1. I mean, that was race 2. And just well done, as he's doing donuts. You know what? Do it. Why not? He didn't have the best race. Enjoy yourself on track. As yet, we've got Georgie doing donuts on the infield of turn 1. And anyone else doing donuts? I think Matthew Dritzer may have been doing some donuts, as Jacob Kassa as well. Should we do interviews again? I think that would be quite cool. I got to choose drive of the day as well. Drive of the day, that's going to be really tough because there's a lot of drivers that was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Now, I believe whoever I say's driver of the day will actually get some points for the end of for you know, you get 2 points for pole, you get a point for fastest lap, and obviously you get the points for where you finish, and I think you get points for driver of the day. So I've been given the opportunity here to like name someone my driver of the day. I have so many options. I mean, Bartosz really deserves it. Had a phenomenal race 1. Starting, I believe, 7th, getting up to the podium positions, and yeah. But while I think about that, we'll do interviews. Welcome back, Jan.
Hello.
You're back. Oh, and you won in a dominant fashion. What do you think about that race?
Yeah, it was good. I have a little bit contact in the first lap. I have to see a replay of that, but I don't know. I think I was the man who involved it.
It was quite of an intense first few laps. We had countless spins in any part of the track, and luckily enough, you were not involved in many of those instances. Like, you didn't spin at all. Did Georgie give you a bit of a tussle? Because obviously you and then Georgie was P2. You guys were sort of near each other for most of the race. So did he give you a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
bit of a fight for race 2?
I think I don't know. I don't know. I have to say I don't know.
You don't. Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, you know, yeah, you were flying away. I mean, you had 2
Yeah.
seconds over Georgie, then Georgie spun. I think you led basically almost every lap there.
Almost, about yeah, almost yes.
Almost.
I think one lap he was faster, but I was faster overall.
Yes.
I have fastest lap, so it's good.
That's extra
I am
point
happy.
for you. That's an extra point. Now, absolute phenomenal. I can't speak, and I'm meant to be English, and I can't even say English words. Absolute phenomenal race from you, I must say. I mean, I think you started on the front row. I don't know what happened with the gridding there, but
Yeah, yeah. It was weird. I was think I have to start last or pre-last, and it didn't happen.
But I mean, you know, you started on the front row. You had a really good start. I think
Yeah, yeah.
you went
Nothing
side
bad
by,
for me.
you went side by side with someone into turn 1. Maybe a little bit of contact. Yeah, there was a little bit of contact, and then you know, the race happened. You won. But that's the race cut into a short fashion, and I mean, just well done. That's all I got to say. I don't really got any questions. I just got to say well done. What a
Yeah,
really amazing
thank
race
you.
from you, and
Thank you.
I can't wait to see what you do in race 2.
Yeah, I don't exactly. I don't know what race 2 is, at what track. I don't know that, but
It's at Australia, but it's not
oh,
Melbourne. It's not
oh,
Melbourne. It's a different
uh,
track.
oh, we will see. We will see.
I want to say
Some
Adelaide.
practice. And...
I want to say Adelaide, but I don't know if that's right.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
it's quite tight track from what I know
yeah.
of. So overtaking's going to be a little bit tricky, but I can't wait to see you in round 2, and yeah, just well done.
Thank you, and enjoy.
Thank you. Georgie's on deafen. Georgie's on deafen. Hello, welcome to the
Hello,
commentary
hello.
booth.
Well, thank you.
Now, I've got a lot to ask you because that race 1 was a little bit not that nice to you.
Yeah, I haven't trained even for this race. I did drive in the previous season. It's not the previous season, it got ended, but
Yeah.
the first round it was also there, and that was the last time I did drive.
Okay. So, what are your thoughts on that contact on the final lap between you and Jacob Casa?
I think it's completely his fault. I mean, you're supposed to overtake next to me, not on me. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I get that.
That-
Now
It is gonna be reported, but
you
yeah.
still got like what, P4? It's still a good result. I mean, that's still 8 points.
Do something, but I'm kind of angry because I didn't set up my brake bias and I did some mistakes.
Yeah, but I mean, you had a really good race. You had a really good race 2. You had a good race 1 up until that collision point. You still finished P4.
Yeah.
You got P2 in race 2. You've got good points. You know, we still got to wait for the penalties to come out because we don't know. For both races, I don't think this is the final finishing order for both races. I mean, there was loads of contact everywhere throughout the grid, so there's probably going to be penalties. Now that race 2, what do you think about it? What are your thoughts on that race?
It was like with the guy Jan, it was, yeah. We were on very similar pace. He was a bit faster than me, which cost me the win today, and I did one little and one big mistake.
Yeah. Now, you set an incredible quali time of a 22.4. To my knowledge, that was the fastest time ever
Yes.
set up until Jan set the 22.3 in the race.
Yeah.
I mean, did you have nitrous in your engine, or how did you do that 22.4? Because that was phenomenal.
I don't know. It had the grip. The track has had a lot of grip. Like in the practice serve, I didn't think this was the same amount of grip, but it was in the qualifying and in the race.
Okay.
because we over like improved in the race times. Like the qualifying times, we improved them in the race. They were better.
Yeah.
I was gonna do 122 2 if I didn't spun in the last
Yeah.
lap.
Yeah, I did see that. I was a little bit worried that it was a bigger spin than what it actually was, but luckily it wasn't as big of a spin as what Matthew Juritza did, which costed him actually a P3, which was quite sad to see. But really good race from you, I must say. I don't really got many questions. I would actually, my main question is who would you say is your rival for this season?
I don't know, Jan. We will see. There is more coming, more people coming for the next rounds. As on the next rounds, next round I'm not driving because of other race. Have to manage it. And
Okay.
yeah, probably on round 3 I will be back. We will see.
Okay.
Well, if my will survives until then.
Yeah. So
Trust me.
that's all my
Yeah.
questions for you. I want to say well done, amazing race.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to see what you do in round 2 at Australia.
I'm not going in round 2.
Oh yeah,
if
my bad,
it's...
my bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, I forgot.
no problem.
You already just said it, and I
We
forgot.
will-
Actually,
How much rounds are there? 15 or 10? Something like this?
15 rounds.
Oh, we
So,
have
that-
so many time.
there's loads of points on the table. Now, before you actually go, I really need to ask this. How do I pronounce your last name?
Iliev?
Iliev.
Yes.
Because it's the one last name I can't say to save the life of me. So it's Iliev.
Iliev, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Iliev or Iliev, you whatever you call it.
Yeah, okay. That now I've got that down. I should remember it because believe it or not, before the stream started, before the race started, I was reading everyone's name and I was practicing it. I was saying it countless times, and when I got to your name, I froze and I cried because I can't say that last name. But now it's Iliev. I know it's Iliev, and I've got it. It's stuck in my brain, and for whenever you come back, I think round 3, right? Bosh.
Yes.
I'll be the best at it. I'll be like, yeah, Georgie Iliev, bosh. You know?
Yes.
I'll
you
be
can
calling
say
you-
you can say only the first name. It's not a problem.
Yeah, but
Just
you know.
don't say Gorgi. Don't say
Gorgi.
Gorgi.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you for joining me in the commentary, and
Thank you.
really good race, and I can't wait to see you in round 3.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.
Welcome back. You're back.
Welcome. Yeah. Somehow I'm back. Yeah.
You had a tough race
I mean,
again.
up to this point that Skoda driver spun, it was terrible.
Yeah.
It was, yeah, to forget.
I mean, your pace though is unbelievable. You were hunting those drivers down like they were prey. I mean, absolutely unbelievable.
I guess it's luck.
No, it's skill.
But no, I would say it's luck. A lot of drivers made mistakes. I also did mistakes on the beginning, on the start. I was
Yeah.
thinking the race will be terminate. Will be safety car or something like that to change the grid positions. But yeah, so I started 10th, like I supposed to. I drove into someone. I don't know if it was my fault or someone hit me in the back on the first lap,
Yeah.
first corners. But yeah, P3, so it's good. I hope it's gonna stay like that because I made few mistakes and few contacts, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
But overall, you got like spun in both races, I believe, right? Then you
no, only in second.
Yeah, and then you worked your way back up, and you got what, P3? You got 2 podiums now, right?
Yeah, P1 and P3.
Like, that's amazing points. And I think you probably maybe lead, or I think you're P2. I don't know, but I don't know because obviously we got penalties and stuff probably.
Yeah.
But absolute phenomenal. Phenomenal from you. In both races. Going from you had both tough races. You worked your way back up. You you won race you won race 1. You got P3 in race 3. In race 2. I can't wait to see what you do in round 2. I mean, I think this will be a common theme with you just getting on the podium.
I mean, I will need to practice more, and I will need to be better in quali because it's just like that for me. In quali, I'm not that the best, but my race pace is a lot better.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also fun to chase some drivers, so I will not be bored.
Yeah, I mean, you were hunting drivers down like they were prey, really. And I mean, if there wasn't all that carnage in the start of the race, I think we would have had a lot more fighting going on. I mean, I think Matthew Jaritza, spinning, and then you got up to P3, you had Stefan behind you fighting you, you had Amir coming up. I mean, there was a lot happening in those final few laps. I mean, what was going through your head at that point?
I mean, in the beginning, I wasn't really thinking about that. I was just focused on driving. But after that spin, I just told myself, just go. The race is on, and I just went to P3. With Stefan, I mean, I think we were on similar pace. He was a little bit slower, so I
Yeah.
wasn't much worried about him. I was just paying attention to don't make any mistakes. I mean, I did few, but not big mistakes. And if not that carnage on the beginning, I would say I could be fighting with Georgie, but I know I'm still lacking bit pace to him. They were really fast, the P1 and P2. But yeah.
Yeah, well, I can't wait for round 2 at I believe Adelaide in Australia. It should be an amazing weekend, and I can't wait to see what you do. I have no more questions now, and thank you for being able to do an interview.
You're welcome. Have a nice rest of the day. I mean,
You too.
rest of
You
the
too,
night.
my friend. Yes, you too, my friend.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So that, ladies and gentlemen, was round 1 for the East Block Formula Series, and I mean, you saw it with me. It was phenomenal. We had amazing racing in both races. We had spins, we had controversies, and we almost had a photo finish in race 2. With Amir and Stefan, which was amazing, and I think Stefan just maybe had a better run out the final corner. But it was amazing racing, and I'm glad I got to commentate it. I will love to see you all in round 2 at Adelaide. And if you want to get involved with East Block, they have obviously the website I mentioned earlier, and they have TikTok, they have Instagram, they have a YouTube channel. If you just search up, I believe, East Block Racing on either of those, you'll find the channels. You can message the channels and be like, hey, I want to join. Can I get a link to the Discord and all of this and that? If you want to join, I really recommend this league. It's amazing. There's diverse skill. They have oval series as well as the formula, and it's just, I mean, you saw the racing. Yes, there was collisions, but it's racing. You'll always get collisions. But the side-by-side action, it was clean. Like, they weren't intentionally wrecking or anything like that. And if you like that sort of racing, then yeah, look on their socials. And well, this was SRTV, everyone. I'm Logan Edward, and I'll love to see you all in round 2 at Adelaide, which is, I believe, in 2 weeks' time.